Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and today I am going to speak to you about laziness being the new black. You know, when everyone used to wear black, everybody would reach for that little number to make them look nice and thin, and everybody just wanted that little black dress, or those little black heels, or a black suit for the guys. It was the trend, right? Today I'm going to speak to you about laziness being the new trend. Going to give you a trigger warning. It's very, very likely to trigger you. Okay. I have never thought about doing this video, but today I was nudged pretty hard by my guides. And actually, as much as I think it's an amazing subject, I do feel it's probably going to get a rise out of a few people. But do remember, if it gets a rise out of you, there's probably some healing work to do there. Okay. So first and foremost, before we step into the video, I just wanted to check in. How are you guys doing? It's a bit of a shit show out there at the moment, isn't it? So please do just remember, after the meditation that we did, just to step into your heart space, no matter what is going on. We must remember that love is the answer to this. And it doesn't mean that you can't put boundaries in place with people, but every action and reaction we have must come from a space of love. If we start to get angry, if we start to get impatient, if we start to feel guilty or shameful or anything like that, that is where we are going to drop into the lower vibrational frequencies, and we're much easier to manipulate in those frequencies. Okay. I get that this is difficult. I really do get, we are exhausted after the last 2 years. Can you see this massive orb? That was a beautiful bit of energy, wasn't it? If ever we needed validation, that's what we're supposed to be. I get really emotional. If ever we had needed validation that love was the answer, I think we just got it in the shape of an angel or whatever that beautiful spirit was. I'll tap into the energy a little bit later. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. So, ladies and gents, we all know how fashionable black was. Maybe it still is. I don't know. I'm not really into fashion anymore. Everybody used to go out in their little LBD, we used to call it, little black dress as a girl. It was common. Everybody did it. Everybody wore it. And I really, really am sad to say that laziness seems to be the new trend. What I'm noticing more and more is that people are really happy to give their views, really happy to give their views. But most people aren't actually walking their talk. I've got a couple of examples for you. They're not necessarily examples that have happened, but I'm going to give you a couple of examples because I feel we're actually holding each other back. Okay, so here's a couple of examples for you. Let's say we are doing something at a particular time, maybe 2 o'clock here in the UK, and you are in Australia, and you're on the west coast of Australia. So you're like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What does that make it for me? Like, what time does it make it for me? You can go to Dr. Google and ask it what time it is, what time in, say, Perth, for example, is 2 p.m. in the UK. You've got it on your phone. It's laziness. And because there are so many people out there that want to be needed, we actually give these people the information. And we're actually holding the human race back because of it. And that's why I say laziness is the new black. Imagine if we could get everybody using a little bit of initiative. Imagine if we can get everybody's brains back working. And I appreciate some people are like 70 years of age and they've had the fluoride from the taps and the water and stuff, and the toothpaste and that in their life for the whole 70 years. But the fundamental truth of the matter is we're aware of this stuff now. We need to get our brains back working. We need to actually be taking action. We need to be looking at what's really important for us. Is it really important to sit there sharing stuff on social media, constant? Or is it really important to get yourself out of the system? Are you researching the right things? Are you taking the right action? Or are you expecting people to give it on a plate? For me personally, I have learned so much this last year on topics that I never wanted to learn anything about. Law, the personal banking side of things, lots of different things, because I look at what are my pressure points and what I do not buy into and what I do not like that I'm bitching and whinging about, because everybody's been bitching and whinging about things. And I've gone, hey, hang on a minute. I'm going to take the action to get myself out of these systems. And that's the philosophy we should all be taking. Why should I share with you where I find my information? Go find it for yourself. Why should I take questions from people constantly looking for validation when, you're basically saying that my validation is more important than your own? We're holding people on pedestals. It's time that we really start being accountable for our own actions. And most of us are so wounded that we daren't take, our own views or our own values or our own action, because what if it goes wrong? Then who do we have to blame? We are living in the age of information, and there are people out there that literally just say, what's your source? What's your source? What's your source? Now, this isn't me, because I don't do that whole truth thing anymore, as you guys know. But the fundamental truth of the matter is you could just go and do the research yourself and find out for yourself and educate yourself. People come to me all the time at the moment because I'm like stepping out of certain contracts that I've been in. And they say to me, well, how did you do it? And how did you do it? And what did you say? It's not down for me to write a process document and give it to you and say, follow these steps. It's about me saying, look, this is what I've done. Go see. If it resonates with you, go and see what you can do. Go and have the conversations. Educate yourself. Put yourself in a position where you know. And to all of my, my mums and people like that out there that just constantly want to be helping. What if you're holding your loved one back? What if you're holding them back because you keep wiping their arse for them? I'm not saying be rude. I'm not saying don't provide information, you got to do what you want to do. But remember, this is about us breaking out of this three-dimensional matrix and stepping up into a level of consciousness. Conscious people don't keep regurgitating the same bullshit. Awake people do. People that are awake to the truth. Yeah, absolutely. Consciousness and being awake are two totally different things. Let's not breed any more laziness. We are so lucky right now. We've got the internet, we've got our phones, we've got, most people have still got their health at the moment. They can walk around. We've got our freedoms if we decide to take it. Please, let's evolve into a race of people that use their initiative. A race of people that are no longer lazy, that are no longer looking to be spoon-fed, no longer expecting to get things for nothing. Let's break that matrix. They've conditioned us to be so dependent for such a long period of time. Now is the time that we can step up. Now is the time that we get our energy back. Around the ascension symptoms, obviously, because the ascension is real right now. But we navigate that. We step through it. We take the time, and then we come back and we do whatever. But you've got to be taking action. How many people do you know that are lazy? They just say, oh, can you send me that? Can you do this for me? Can you do that? But you always do it. How many of you get annoyed with your partner or your mum or your dad or something for being lazy, but you always freaking do it? You've bred this behavior. And we can look at any area. I'm very much talking from a financial perspective at the moment. A lot of people are moaning about paying certain things, but they're still paying them. So educate yourself. What do you need to do to step out of those systems? What do you need to read? Who do you need to spend time with? Or is it literally just you need to start and start stepping forwards? Because once you start stepping forwards, then things happen. The lessons occur and everything comes into your life that you need to. I really feel that this laziness is holding us back significantly. I mean, there's many things holding us back significantly at the moment. This regurgitation of fear and panic and hate and, all of that's holding us back in a big way. But the most important thing here is you saying, I don't like this, I'm going to go and do something about it. And I spoke about this many, many months ago. Figure out where your pain point is and then go do that. And then you can start looking at other things, but go and look at what is, the thing that impacts you the most and start there. Invest the time. Look at what you're doing. How can you navigate it? Can you step out of it? Can you do something to get around it? How does that work? What does that look like? But we've got to start taking action. So please stop wiping each other's bums. If somebody asks something ridiculous, like for a time or where something is, ask them, well, have you got a phone? Cool. Go and look it up on the world clock. Where does Lucy always do her videos? Just ask questions, make suggestions, stop making people lazy, because you know what? We're holding them back. My members, my clients despise me sometimes because I will continue to ask questions until they get what they need. I could tell them easily just like that, but what's the point? What's the learning for them in that? I'll drag it out if I have to. I will ask them time and time and time, and I'll reword it and I'll reshape it and I'll rephrase it, and then all of a sudden they'll get it and they'll be like, why didn't you just tell me that? Because it's not my job. My job is to help you evolve. My job is to help you ascend. My job is to help you recognize and remember what consciousness is. And laziness is not consciousness. Regurgitating the same crap is not consciousness. Actually, it's lower vibration. So how about we burn the laziness and we bring yellow in rather than black or something like that? Guys, we got to start stepping out of this. If we want to step forwards, we've got to start stepping out of this. So my recommendation to each and every one of you is start getting people to level up around you, where you ask questions, where you seek validation, where you have insecurity. Start going inwards and speaking to yourself about it. Right, what do I need to do? How can I navigate this? What can I do for me? It's very, very important. You all have the same information that I have. Yes, okay, my guides chew my ears off, but your guys would too. They absolutely would if you allowed yourself to be the open vessel that I am. It's taken me years to get to where I've got, guys. It wasn't easy. First few times I was like, ooh, freaked out by it, but now I welcome it in. So let's change the trend. Let's really help everybody to elevate, because none of you want your loved ones being left behind. So stop wiping their asses for them. Laziness is so last season. Laziness is so 3-dimension, in the terms that you guys speak. It's so low vibration. Let's step away from it. Let's encourage our loved ones to level the heck up with us, and let's go on this journey. Okay. So to my empaths, start putting boundaries in place. You do not need to do everything for everybody. You do not need to feel everything for everybody. To the people that are controlling and that like to get things done in a certain time, allow your family, allow your loved ones to start leveling up. Otherwise, you will be responsible for holding them back. And I know you don't mean to do that. So let's get that straight. To those of you out there being lazy, asking for help constantly, or asking for what's this or what's that, or where do I find this or whatever. Start using your initiative, because you're probably going to get triggered a lot as people start to push back on you. Okay, it's time to level up, ladies and gents. I'm not here for fun. I'm here to help you guys level up. You know that I love you very, very much. That's why. Unless we level up, we are not going to be doing the things that we've all been speaking about. Okay, so let's get on this. Let's make it happen. And I will see you in the next video. Love you guys loads. Take care.